Hello, good morning, traders. It is Friday, October 29th, 2021, 6:38 a.m. Sri Lanka time. I am going to follow up with you all with Eurgbp and GBP AUD. It is the end of the month, so I do suspect some surprise moves to happen on both of these pairs today. Now, there is some high impact news I would like to alert you all of, and that is going to happen during both the London and US sessions. So be very alert of that. So, looking into yesterday, we see that there was high impact news for Europe. There was the monetary policy statement, the ECB press conference, and there's also some medium impact news. So, what did that do for that pair? So, this is what the result of that high impact manipulation. We could see yesterday's block price did dip down, and at the time I did record the video. So if you guys did not see it, please check back on my Euro GBP analysis video from yesterday. But before London market open, I did explain that I would probably see price go down to go for a stop run and grab any potential sellers down below, and then pull price to the upside because it was manipulation. And so I did stay out the market. I closed out any orders that I had at the time, and I did watch price go up. I did say that if price were to bounce into this area, this is what we'll be looking for, our first potential area of resistance where we could possibly take a trade. Now, there was no reaction in that zone, so price continued to shoot up. Then it went into the peak, the highs of the week, and then it started reacting from this zone. So this is where I find the most interesting price action is at this peak, where we can currently see that there is an area of supply now acting as demand. So what I would suspect price to continue doing is to push off towards the upside and keep on going, or for it to reverse and get back into the range of the week. Now, looking into the news of today, we can see further manipulation is going to happen around 1 a.m. There's medium impact European news, and there is no more GBP news, which is great, but that medium impact European news might affect the market as well. So that's something that we just have to be on the lookout. So that's not going to happen for at least another 7 hours from now. So we can see that that news is happening at 1 a.m. and about 7.5, 8 hours from now, we can definitely see that that is going to happen. So looking back on the charts, I want to go to the 4 hour so I can see where the 4 hour is aligning itself with the news. And we can see that there are new highs that was recently broken. But after every new breakout, what do we suspect? Potential pullback. That's right. So don't be surprised if there is a potential pullback from this region getting back into the market lows. So that's what I'm going to be looking into right now, is to take some shorts into those lows. Where can I take those shorts, seeing that price is currently just ranging for the day? We can see that the 15-minute time frame, the beginning of the day started around 5 p.m. Where the Australian markets open, and we are currently literally sitting in a 5-6 pip range. So this market has not taken off, has not done anything. And as a matter of fact, 5-6 pip range with some high spread as well. There's currently a 2 pip spread, but it's probably just decreasing from earlier in the market day. So at the moment, I definitely would like to look for some projections towards the downside for the next 6 hours and just get out of whatever money in the money or out of the money trade that I might have. After that Euro GBP, we could see a couple potential regions. I want to just highlight that right now. So there's a potential area right about here, and there's another potential area of confluence right around here where the red line is already at. We don't have to congest our charts with a bunch of lines, so just take that as a reference point. So right now we are currently bouncing off of an area of support. It's a very minor region, and price is currently still moving on up. There is no region of resistance above here, and if you were to ask me if this was a strong area of supply, I tell you no, it's not a strong area of supply. It's very weak, and I do suspect price to continue to fall. That area of supply trend line is currently being tested, so that's not a good sign for the pair neither. It definitely indicates that it's possibly going to keep on going to the upside. So if I were to, I'm not going to take a short from this region. I'll be looking for to take a short from maybe a higher region. When we look at the charts, we can see the next region that we could possibly take a short from would be the highs of 0.8498. So around this area, which is about 25 pips away, is going to be possible area of entry. So because this is a risk averse trade, anything can happen, and price could definitely break past that and continue going and hit my stop out in one move. So on risk averse trades, what I actually do is I just wait for price to reach the area and then trade the reaction going back in the direction of my trade. I don't like doing limit orders because although they are highly probable trades and they do tend to give the most favorable outcome, a lot of times it could, here's an example, it could trigger your limit, and we know that price is going to bounce from that area because it's a clear area of support right there. But once that happens, if you had a limit order, you would have probably been stopped out, and then if you just waited for the reaction, like I just explained, you would have been able to wait for that reaction and then get in the market and be in the money all the way up to the current highs. So you guys can see why I do not really like limit orders. But let's move forward and get back on the topic, and that is with these Eurgbp sells. So at the moment, it's definitely looking like a limit, looking like a potential run to the upside. And my nearest entry for a sell would be around 0.844. So this is what I'm going to focus on right now, is 0.844. And if I were to put a sell stop here, I would have to have a minimum of these highs right here at around 0.847 as my stop loss. So moving forward, I will enter a stop order down below. So just a minute, 0.15. And this is just going to be a trade that's going to be taken if price does go down here. Now, regardless of news happening, it's only one news event. It's medium impact, so it's not a high impact news. And in that case, it doesn't really seem like this pair is going to see too much manipulation. So I will take a trade, a risk on trade right now, and I will enter order even though there is news going to be happening later on. I will take a potential break, and if that break to the downside does present itself, I'm going to take it down to the lows of the week, and that's going to be where I sit. So let me mark this chart up now. So my stop loss is going to be 0.8478. I like to keep it a little bit higher than the peak because the spread can definitely get you sometimes, and I have been stopped out due to these silly moves that happen from time to time. And then take profit is going to be around 0.84. Now I do suspect price will continue going lower than this because my bias is bearish, but for the week I don't really see that happening. Now it can continue down, and if there is a move further downside, we will be seeing around 0.831. Now, only thing that would, this ATR right here as well on the weekly is very small. It's 83 pips. You guys see this? I don't even like trading this pair. It's 83 pips. It's really not that many pips on the ATR. But if you guys do look at this now, it is helpful because we are at the high of the week of Eurgbp. And what is 83 pips down? You can see that, right? It's a little bit lower than that low. So 83 pips from the current high is going to give you this right below my take profit zone. So we are currently at a high of the week, and that is probably the maximum and most extreme that I would take this pair just for right now. But we will follow up into next week when this pair continues its trend to the downside. Euro GBP is a ranging pair, so definitely just be aware that trends do not really happen that often in this pair. So it is the best time to take the trades when it is at the extremes. Let's see how we're doing on time, 10 minutes. You guys know what? I'm going to break down GA in my next video. I want to keep these all around 10 minutes. It keeps your mental stamina up, and I think it's better for everyone to follow with me. So we're going to go into the next video as soon as I end this, but I hope you guys understand my outlook for Euro GBP for the next trading day and the rest of the week.